Welcome back to the Game of Thrones mod in CK3. We are currently taking some heavy casualties in this war. We are basically role-playing as House Blackwood here in the war for the Seven Kingdoms in the Dance of Dragons. Just like in House of the Dragon TV show right now, we've got Rhaenyra of Dragonstone versus Aegon II, and unfortunately last time we started off, we kind of went through like what the mod is, what CK3 is. We talked some stuff. Anyway, we were doing really well. We were like we were up huge, but then we took a couple of really big lost battles, and you see here I think we're toast. You know, our numbers, we are less than half their numbers now because of some really bad losses, and it's only getting worse. Like, the AI is just throwing their guys in to these guys, and they're just getting wrecked and dying. So unfortunately, I think we might be in some big trouble around here real soon. But to do something about it, I'm gonna see what I can do over here. I want to know how long it would take me to siege down Castle Rock, because oh, look at that, spending time with my wife really paid off because she's pregnant. We had a lover, we broke up with her, we realized that our wife was more special to us, we spent some more time with her, and look at that. An attempt on my life. As I was about to bite into the most succulent piece of duck I had ever seen, one of my servants keeled over, clutching at his throat. He had been helping himself to a taste of my meal. At the very least, he served as a warning not to touch the bird while receiving just punishment for his crime. And this was undoubtedly the work of that useless buffoon, Rhaenyra. House Bracken. I should have known. So we are House Blackwood, and we are in a feud with the Brackens. Rhaenyra, the bastard Rivers Bracken, tried to kill me. It wasn't even my nemesis himself, the Lord Humphrey of Southstone. No, his bastard boy tried to take me out on his behalf. Those Bracken brats, they gotta go down. So we already started laying the groundwork. We are currently both attempting to sway Lord Horace to our side here, the spy master of my nemesis, and we are also actually attempting to fabricate a hook upon him so that one way or the other, he's going to be on our side when it comes to our schemes against him. And meanwhile, we've been training up in the skullduggery focus, and are only a little bit of experience points away from unlocking the job done right. You know, we get stronger schemes on these guys. CK3 is a, you know, it's a RPG game, so that's how that works. You know, you got skill points, you got perks, level ups and stuff. Dang, what is going on here? These guys. Siege of Battram. Looks like the Lannisters are losing. Well, looks like we're losing too. You guys got to get it together and stop just piecemeal running into these guys, or you just run away and find a new strategy. Like, you know, I'm 9 years. Oh man, this war is not gonna last that long, I don't think. My agents have made contact with Kermit, a servant and acquaintance in Lord Horace's castle. Well, I will ruin his reputation, or I'll just be sympathetic to this guy in hopes that he wants to help me out. Fabricate hook scheme was discovered. That just means it's going to be really hard. Yeah, I don't want to I'm going to cancel it, because if I get caught, he's just going to be pissed off. Instead, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet. What? He just goes and dies anyway? Wow. Never mind about laying the groundwork. Let me see here. So it looks like the Westerlands are having some trouble. Like, what is going on? The Reach. The Reach is attacking Lord Laron of the Westerlands for some land. This little rut land. This child, Lionel, is attacking this child, Lorenon. Wow, what happened here? So, Jason, who you might know from the show House of the Dragon, was supposed to be, leading his guys from the Westerlands. We're writing our own alt history of this whole situation here, which is part of the fun of this, right? So he was slain, and I guess that means his titles passed on. Look, he's got so many daughters. Passed on to his little son. So he's now the Lord of the Westerlands. Wow. And here we are attempting to siege this down. It's gonna take only 8 more years. Well, maybe we'll get this done eventually then. But they are well busy with the Reach. The Reach did not join into the fight with the Game of Thrones here and everybody. Only a couple of different houses, like the High Towers, obviously because they're Team Green. So prematurely, the child was not meant to be. All that extra time I spent with my wife, unfortunate. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry, honey. We lost the baby. These things happen, but maybe it's not our very last chance for another child. We already have actually 6 children together, so we were never wanting for more per se, but love finds a way. Our guys are just getting wiped up here. Luckily, these guys seem to be getting the clue and retreating. I can only pray that oh no, what happened? 100% score. The Rhaenyra was captured. Cockles went. Unwin Peak. You, sir, having captured Rhaenyra, you surely will be well rewarded for this, I'm sure. Wow, I can't believe it. We are toast, you guys. Unfortunately, this means that we might be subject to the king's judgment, and I can only pray for ourselves and our house that the king will be lenient on us. Let's unpause and find out what's going to happen to us. There it is, the defeat. The Dragonstone claim on the 7 kingdoms. We lost the war led by Prince Rhaenyra of Dragonstone against Aegon II, the courageous of the Iron Throne. He keeps the contested title. The princess loses her claim, pays some reparations, people get prestige. My war score, I contributed 13%. She likes me. I get a little prestige, but we lost nonetheless. So I'm going to disband all my troops. They can go home. We're no longer at war. So be it. Now we will see what becomes of us if we were to be summoned before the king. Some ransoms can be paid. Got this broom guy's kid. 25 gold. We'll take the gold. Our house might need it to recover from this. It looks like we might be getting off. We might be getting off okay. And we're getting another marriage proposal. So, not an alliance forming one, however. I mean, it'd be nice to get some Valyrian blood in our line. That's, never maybe a bad thing. But, unfortunately, no alliance. I just don't see, and if it's not going to be matrilineal, you know, just that I want the blood in our dynasty, you know, not the other way around. So now that the war is over, things have settled down. We're no longer like fighting with anyone, which means we might be able to get some more marriage alliances. The war's over, and the Vale and Dorne stayed independent. That's interesting, honestly. Not sure what's up with that, but maybe it's because the Iron Islands too. Man, I guess everybody who was just like already kind of like doing their own thing. Was Dorne always independent though in this period of time, I think? So what do you know? There you go. I just knocked the mouse. Yeah, okay, so here's like the Baratheons. He's been captured by that Royce again. Yorbert Royce, dude, this guy was killing it last time, but he was slain in battle. Dang. Well, Walter, you might be stupid, but you know, I hope you make your father proud when you grow up. You know, you'll hear the tales, you know, of his greatness. I hope you will. Yeah, what's he gonna do to Rhaenyra? She's fine. She's just on Dragonstone. She's alive and not even. Wow. Her kids are all still alive too. You know, most of them anyway. Jacaerys, High Lordship of Driftmark, marrying Baela of Driftmark. These guys really showing off what's going on in the show and stuff. I'm having a great time watching it. How about all of you? Let me know in the comments what you think. I could pay homage to my Lord Tully of Riverrun here, Elmo. And I think now is as good a time as any. It costs 100 prestige on my part, and if I bestow gifts, I only need to pay 20 gift, and we can make a little trip down. We want to hire a caravan master. My sister, my half sister, she's not getting married yet. She's going to be my caravan master in the meantime. And do I need to, you know, look at hiring some protection? The mercenary guard will protect us as we go through this area. Someone already tried to kill me, so you know, I don't want to take too many risks here. And I could look for mountaineers. Yeah, mountaineers will get rid of the hills danger. Just a little bit of valley danger here, but I think we'll be okay. And we can always customize the route too. So this, you see there's these little landmarks all over. We might want to just like kind of take a roundabout route. You know, I think we'll take a direct route to our Lord, and then we'll just sort of take our time getting back and like pick up a couple other things. Wayfarer's Rest, Point of Interest, Exploration Event, Martial Lifestyle Experience. We can actually pick up lifestyle perks if we travel enough, and we get traveler experience basically. For this trip, I think if we make our way all the way down there, we might as well try to mess around and see how far we can take this and just get some experience of the world. Oh boy. Now, sea danger, that's a whole other thing. You can visit Pike. Lots going on the Iron Islands. And might as well check out the twins while we're at it. Oh, and if we go all the way over there, we might as well check out Old Stones. And if we're checking out Old Stones, might as well check out Mudgrave. And if we got Mudgrave, then we should at least hit up the Scales, because it's even in our own county. So we'll be well traveled. So this is going to be quite the expedition, way outside of just paying homage. But hey, let's live a little, you know? The war's over, and so far it seems like we've kind of like got off scot-free for the, you know, the whole treason rebellion thing. So count ourselves lucky on that front. And meanwhile, what the heck is this? Oh, dragon. I saw a dragon. As I make way through the waspwood, I overhear a conversation between an older woman and a young man. A dragon. I saw a dragon, the older woman exclaims. What is it now, mother? It was as big as a mountain and black as night. It flew right across the sky, she continues in a panicked voice. Dragons now, is it? Her son replies, rolling his eyes. Please, mother, if you keep on like this, everyone in town will think you're crazy, and I've got better things to do than listen to any more of your fantasies, he says with a scoff, turning to walk away. You'll see, it was a dragon, she calls to his back. It'll kill us all, and then you'll believe me. Oh, so dramatic. A dragon, we could search for it. Let me pay you for some help. The strange old woman. What a strange conversation. You just kind of ignore it. Let's look for the dragon. It might actually be real because they exist right now. No dragons here. We looked, we tried, you know. You never know. I'm not sure if that would have turned out any different. We're not exactly, you know what, it might have turned out bad, so let's count ourselves lucky. Samwell the Outlander. It is known that the Riverlander people are ardent believers in the faith of the Seven, and do not take kindly to non-believers. Nevertheless, Waspwood is on our route, so we must pass through. Quickly, though, the villagers' vengeful eyes upon us like a lynx prowling its meal. Before we have a chance to react, the local septa descends upon us with a mob of raging fanatics, screeching about our alleged heretical beliefs and demanding we pay atonement for passing through these holiest of lands. See, I told you guys about, we are the old gods believers. We're one of the few people south of the neck that actually are into that, and so these Faces of the Seven, they really don't like us. We could tell them, no you. It doesn't look like it's gonna work, though, to be honest. We could just pay, but I'm zealous, and I could instead burn these heretics. I'm both zealous and callous, so I do not give an F about this guy, and he means nothing to nobody, so I think they're toast. We visited Riverrun, the diplomatic famed home for connecting Tumbletone and the Red Fork, and here we are. Here we are in the royal court. We got a relative of mine, Willem Blackwood. He's serving in his court. Should be serving in my court. He won't come. He's happy being his liege's knight. We got his wife over here. She's also relative of mine. So we're all tied up in this family. We got this guy, the Castellan from House Ridger, Lordship of Willowwood. They're another duchy vassal under the Lord Paramount here. And we are here to pay homage to our lord. Taking the knee, servants usher me in to Lord Paramount Elmo's great hall in Riverrun, where he sits his throne waiting to hear my pledge. I kneel at the feet of my lord and pledge the many oaths of homage as his scribes record the event. My attendants then follow, presenting my rich gifts to the Lord Paramount before the assembled court. Elmo bids me to arise and confirms his satisfaction along with my rights to the lands that I rule in his stead. Ah, feudalism. This is the price of fealty. But we gain renown for doing so, and he gains opinion of us. We gain prestige, and we give him his gift and continue on our little trip here. So we visited the Warlord's Rest, the final resting place of the legendary Armistead Vance, the mightiest... I was too slow for it. Wayfarer's Rest arrival, the seat of House Vance and the home of... I see, Wayfarer's Rest. So we had, yes, the Vances of Atranta here. against us. But I guess we've got the other House Vance. They have 2 houses in their dynasty. They're both called Vance, but like it's like, you know, they count the offshoot. So we've got like the Wayfarer's Rest Vances, I guess, here. The seat of House Vance and home to Warlord's Rest. So I was just trying to read this thing. Warlord's Rest was the final resting place of the legendary Armistead Vance, the mightiest of the invading Andal warlords. It is known that Christopher IV Mudd, first man king of the rivers and hills, fought 100 battles, winning 99 and losing only 1. You only gotta lose 1. You know, sometimes. The one battle Christopher lost was his last, of course. There you go. Where 7 Andal kings attacked simultaneously. Sounds made up, to be honest. Like, you know, a little bit too Faith of the 70 for my taste. A little too coincidental. I don't know, the 7 of them. Anyway, the greatest of which was the conqueror Armistead Vance. So, some Andal propaganda is what I'm hearing. Some Faith of the 7 propaganda. Yeah, not impressed. Not impressed. As I approach the castle from the river road, the landscape gently rises, revealing the castle's distinctive architecture. The gate stands open and welcoming, and inside you find Lord Tristan waiting with wine and bread. After the bestowing of guest right, he gives you leisure to visit the famed Warlord's Rest. I can explore the tomb and look upon the Andal warlord of old and take an extra 2 days here, or I just don't waste my time. I mean, I came all this way for a reason. I might as well take a look, right? Warlord's Rest. I cross the weathered threshold of the ancient mausoleum, Warlord's Rest, my footsteps echoing among the somber rows of moss-covered statues of long-gone Vances, the dynasty here. Before me stands a heavy oak door, intricately carved with the Vance sigil, leading deeper into the mausoleum. As I push it open, the cool stillness inside envelops me, drawing me further away from the whispers of the living into the quiet halls reserved for the dead. Walking amid the adorned sarcophagi, I find the dark corridors a maze. The faint torchlight gives little guidance as I come to an intersection. I must choose right or left. I could head right. I think I see something down that way. There's a torch to the left. That must be the way to go. Okay, it's basically a coin flip here. Let me see if I got a coin. I got choice number 1. Alright, we're going right. As I continue down the corridor, I find myself face to face with a statue of a man. The base of the statue is made with beautiful stone, and in his hand a sword, long ago rusted. The few words etched upon the side are slightly worn away, but still decipherable. Lord Armistead of Wayfarer's Rest. Yo, we chose correctly. Right is right on the way down the hall. Anyway. I can't help but look upon the statue with respect. Armistead Vance was the mightiest of the Andal warlords that invaded the Riverlands, and one of the Andal warlords who defeated King Christopher, the Hammer of Justice. Do we actually have a guy? Yeah, they made the guy. Look at him, House Mudd, the old gods, and a first man. You know, would have been my homie. I gotta say, King of the Trident. Damn. So afterward, he gained the allegiance of Edmure Tully and his sons. Armistead granted Edmure's son, Lord Axel, lands in the juncture of the Red Fork and the Tumbleton, where Lord Axel raised Riverrun. Wow. History here. The history here is palpable. So I get visited Warlord's Rest for 1 year, which improves my martial and my learning. Inspired. I mean, He did it. Soon, a page finds me in the depths of the mausoleum and announces that dinner will soon be served. Thankfully, the page knows the way out and leads me once again into the sunlight of the world and the living. I shall not forget this day. And we'll continue on our little journey here. We got a long way to go before we get back home, but we might as well go see what's out there. Meanwhile, our dangerous faction, they want the lowered crown authority, and these guys, they just don't like me. Oh, it's because I fired them? Oh, oopsie. Sorry. Well, Bigglestone, it is what it is. You guys are gonna revolt soon enough. I'm not gonna be home. I'm out. I'm exploring a little bit. We are exploring down here. The location, the Butcher at Bone Root. A great victory for the first men over the Andals. The Andals began to invade the Westerlands after they conquered the Vale and the Riverlands, but Tybolt Lannister, the King of the Rock, defeated the first Andal warlord, and the next few attacks were also successfully repelled. During the Butcher at Bone Root, Ser Barros Bricker was struck down by the King of the Rock, and House Bricker's heirloom Valyrian steel sword was lost. Cool. We visited the Golden Tooth. The fortress of the Golden Tooth, home of House Lefford, has long been a bastion to protect the Westerlands from would-be threats to the east. The Golden Tooth. Here we are, the Golden Tooth. Let's keep following along. What's going on? Someone wants to pay a ransom. Give me $15 to get Lord Maris of the Birch Keep. You want to get your wife back, eh? That's fair. I think that's fair. Travel. Of travels to come, journeying through King's Glaive, I pass a peculiar looking tent, splayed open with its yet more peculiar looking occupant inside. Come in, O mighty lord. I can tell you have many miles to go, it's true. And I can offer you a reading of your future travels for a modest price. The strange man has piqued the interest of my entourage, but I'm willing to pay for a reading? Tell me my future, O wise one. 10, I could get some good omens. I don't care. Or I could just burn this witch. I think I'll burn this witch. That's right, I'm zealous like that. That's my character's RPG character. A lowly delicacy on our travels. On our way through Barrowmore, we arrive to appear to have stumbled upon the local food market. Everywhere, peasants and nobles of every culture and tongue clamor around exotic food stalls, the air thick with fragrances I have never imagined. Did I say fragrances? My nose is drawn to a lowly stall stacked with a dish I could only dream of. I pulled out of my haze by the halting gasp of Alyssane. Don't waste your palate on this slop, my lord. Bowls of stew are for peasants. We have much finer foods at home. The foods at home are not as good of a meal. I can just make you happy. Sure, Alyssane, whatever you say. You know what? We gotta find you a husband. I wish you could be my wise counselor. I really do. You started off that way, but you got booted. I think it had something to do with this whole patriarchy thing, which is a real shame, honestly, because you would have been an incredible chancellor. Meanwhile, I've visited the mines of Castamere, which is cool because that's where they mine stuff. I have so many prisoners that can be ransomed. Why don't I ransom? Lady Ibera of Goldmarch, Toyne, you want your wife back, right? You want all these guys back, man. Eston of Birch Keep, you want your kid back. Let's do it. I visited Fair Isle. Fair Isle is home of House Farman, a paradise in the sunset sea, home to prosperous waters and plentiful lands. It has more than earned its name. Nice. Look at us. Let's see. We can still save some more of these guys. And then, yeah, we have to get our... Alicine's our caravan leader. We can't marry her off right now. But our son, you know, he might be getting on. Might be time to look for someone for him to marry. Maybe when we get home. I think we got a lot more exploring to do. A winged thief. I am stirred from my relaxing trip across the great blue sea by a sudden shriek. I sprint to the stores below deck, and I am horrified to find a seagull beside the shredded remains of our supplies, its feathers stretched thin against its foul, bloated belly. In my rage, I could have killed the repugnant winged menace right there, but I am stopped by Captain Walter, the Fisherman Army, Mercenary Company. Sure. Hark! Stay your hand, you abhorrent fop doodle. You don't want to... don't you know it's bad luck to kill a bird at sea? Well, I could show it mercy. I mean, one way or the other, I don't know. We could lose some weight and make his opinion happier. I don't want to be low on supplies. We could form a rivalry, but eat a good meal by eating the bird. Or we could gain superstitious. Let's roll those dice. Everybody thinks we're cursed. We're superstitious for 2 years. Oh no, what does that do? Travel safety minus 15%. We're cursed. Look at this. The curse is happening already. We visited Pike, the seat of House Greyjoy, in the Seastone Chair. We gained some martial experience. That's cool. The capital of the Kingdom of the Iron Islands. And here we are getting cursed already. Danger, a fire in the night. We're walking among the hills late in the day. The darkness comes suddenly, brought by the dark clouds above us. Then there's a distant loud rumble of thunder. Soon there's another, combined with a dazing flash of light, and another strike, brightly illuminating the area. The after image burned into our eyes. I blink, and I see where the lightning has struck. Now there is a quickly expanding brush fire, and it is spreading towards us. We can run. We lose some prestige, but we might get away. Or we can put out that fire before it's too late. I think we gotta try to put out the fire. Let's do it. We successfully quell the fire. And now we have visited Lord's Spot, the greatest town in the Iron Islands. Lord's Port has long been the chief port of the Iron Men. Gain some stewardship lifestyle experience. See, if we can get enough random experience just from visiting places, we might get at least one little perk out of stuff that we're not like actively trying to get. Could be nice. Some rare trinkets, a maritime trading handbook, monthly stewardship. We're not really looking at stewardship and our naval speed. Who cares, right? I could try to steal it, or I just don't care. Naga's Hill. Naga the Sea Dragon will adorn the hill, once housed the Hall of the Grey King. Cool, the Grey King. Crested with the bones of the great sea dragon Naga, where the Ironborn met for centuries to hold their kinsmoot and choose their leaders. See, we've been traveling out so long. Since leaving home nearly 2 months ago, I've seen highs and lows, reveled in the wind blowing through my hair, and lamented the rocks in my boots. There are so many places, so many things I have yet to see. Out there, on the open road, I feel free of the stuffy castle, if only for a little while. The roads are so full of pilgrims and wanderers. Perhaps it is among them that I will find peace of mind. Out here, I am truly free. So we gain the Traveler trait, which basically gives us more diplomacy, and the more we do it, the more we can like level up kind of in these things. So that's cool. That's what we get for exploring the world and getting out there. And now we're sailing off, getting back to the main island here, and we're going to see a couple more cool things along the way. We got the Lordship of the Cape of Eagles coming up right now. Booming Tower. Seaguard has stood against the Iron Men and their assaults for untold millennia. In the end, the Booming Tower was constructed. It is sound. We got a perk. We can lower our casus belli, so that's like the cost of going to war. I think I like the extra control and the dread. I enjoy people being scared of us. So let's keep that up. Yeah, almost time to get home. First, we got to visit the Twins. There it is. The Twins, or the Crossing, is the seat of House Frey. Aptly named in both cases, the castle is defined by a pair of twin keeps on opposite sides of the blah blah blah, the river here. And we got one more place to visit, Stilfin Lily Pad Pond. Cute. Local legends tell of a Fen woman that once managed to get into the castle grounds. An imposing man is standing on the road ahead of us, and he introduces himself, and he wants to challenge me to a combat. So we could trample him, or I could lose the fight to him, basically. Alicent would also lose the fight. You know what, just run this guy over. I'm ready to go home, Forget this guy. A couple more quick stops. Visit my vassal, the ruins of old stones where the Mud King's remains lay. The second great kingdom of the first men to fall to the Andals was that of the rivers and the hills. The kings of this house Mud fought valiantly and heroically, but even the famed Hammer of Justice, Christopher IV Mud, would fall in his 100th battle, with the house no longer surviving him. We got Mudgrave here, but House Tarek owns it, and he doesn't like me much because he's Faith of the Seven, just like everybody else around here. Raventree Rookery. There is no shortage of ravens at Raventree Hall. The nearby rookery ensures the maesters serving House Blackwood are able to keep up. And we visited the Great Dead Weirwood at Raventree Hall, which is our home here. It was said that the Brackens poisoned the roots of our weirwood long ago, which is why we hate those guys. Finally, we're home. 126 days later and 86 baronies. Look at us. And Benjicott, our son, got some prestige for having been our regent. We don't need to go on another grand tour or host a tournament right now. This faction is a little worrying, but I'm not sure what we can do. Maybe we can get these guys to leave the faction if I just send him a gift and he likes me a little bit more. It's going to cost a lot. So this better work on this guy at least, like me enough to leave the faction, please. We'll see about that. I'm not swaying anybody right now, so maybe I can sway him out of it. I should be swaying the spy master of my enemy, the Brackens down here, but maybe we should make sure we're stable at home first before we start messing around. The downfall of our house could be our zealousness against the Brackens. We are zealous, but one thing at a time here. We could get this ransom, make some more cash. The more money we got, the more options we got in terms of that kind of stuff. And we got to get our kids married. So here we are back at home. We had some nice adventures. This episode is really turning into just, we had the nice war, and we're just getting into what to do about living our lives now that we know that we're not going to be beheaded. And you know, fine, all hail King Aegon II. I guess we really did find out our own alt history version of what happens magnanimously. I have to say, like, Rhaenyra is just living here on Dragonstone, Princess Rhaenyra, Queen of Dragonstone, whatever you want to say. Daemon's still alive. Jacaerys is still alive. You know, Driftmark's gonna get consolidated. Like, he might be House Valerion. Oh my god, he's House Valerion. Is this gonna change? So, I remember on season 1 of House of the Dragon, where they had this whole concoction where, you know, if you were going to be Lord of Driftmark, you can be a Valerion. But then she was all like, but as soon as you take that Iron Throne, you better be changing that dynasty over to the Targaryen. So I'm really curious if the modders scripted that in, because that would be nuts. I gotta say, I want to find out what's going to happen, because look, they're all Valerians here. I don't think he was one at the start of this, so maybe by taking Driftmark, he became a Valerian. That's really cool, honestly. 11 living members, so yeah, there's some other Valerians around here, but he's inherited the title there. We can actually see, if we go and look at Driftmark. Is this it? Where'd it go? There it is, Driftmark. We can look at the title history and see how it went. Yeah, so Corlys, the sea snake of Driftmark, died, and his next in line was Jacaerys. So there you have it. And yeah, so all the Greens won, and everybody's still alive though. So that's surprising. I guess they, you know, they put their bad blood aside and they're moving on with things. So many people are still alive. Our alt history has really come true, and now we're just living in this world. So what becomes next of things is really up to us. And obviously the whole point of this playthrough at this point is making sure that House Blackwood gets their due, and Southstone and the darn Brackens here, they're gonna have to pay for everything that they've done to us, all they've done to our house. And so I think that's what we're gonna have to focus on in the next few episodes as we kind of like continue on with this. Meanwhile, I'm back home, and before we end today, I think we need to make sure that we make some good marriages, because if we're going to take the Brackens to task, we might need a couple of good alliances, a couple good marriages to kind of make sure we're allied. Right now we're allied with the Golden Groves, House Rowan here, and they're a strong house, you know, that's cool. They're in a good position down here in the Reach. They sounds like a rich region, so we got a good alliance going. Couple more of those. Some suggested options here. The top relevance is Jamila Rain, House Rain, your father, the Lordship of Castamere, the Rains of Castamere. If you know the famous song, they're the Rains, and this is Castamere. So Jamila is the youngest daughter in the line of succession here. Do you think it's worth... I wonder. Other options. Moira Goldbrook is beautiful, or at least comely, very attractive, if you might say. The High Lordship of Lakehaven. Now, see, now Lakehaven is within our realm, and you know what? You don't have any sons. Your wife's getting pretty old. I don't know if you're gonna squeeze one more out before the end of it. And your second daughter is up for grabs. Meanwhile, your first daughter, still unmarried too. You're not going to marry patrilineally your heir, but you might marry your second heir patrilineally to my heir. And if, I'm just saying, something might have happened to poor Eleni, well, if my heir happened to become Lord of Lakehaven instead of the Goldbrooks, would that really be so bad? I mean, I know you've had it for a very, very, very long time, but could be mine. I don't know. We'll see. So let's see if he'll take that marriage to my son. And let's get cooking before you have any children. Before she can have any children, what's our murder scheme potential? 43%. Let's get it done. And let's see who could be involved. Tylebert Darwood is an incredibly good spy, and he can be convinced to join the plot for only 68 gold. I will invite him to the scheme. And let's just take a look down here. Your caravan master. So he will also join for 75. I don't think we need him, and it would actually be making me broke. It's a little bit of an exploit to like go broke, and because normally if you can't afford it, it doesn't usually let you just do the bribe. So I could bribe him here, but this first guy, he's going to increase our odds by 57% if possible. He's Eleni's good friend. Dude, he's got the in, but he's arbitrary, so he's willing to mess around. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, look at that. 95%. 12 months within the next year, she'll be dead, and our heir and his heir will be married and making babies, and next thing you know, we're gonna have Lakehaven, and all that'll be left is the sandwich in between of Southstone and our rivals. Now we've got them surrounded on both sides. Let's see if we can't get some of these guys on our side. Hugo Vance is your heir, your grandson. He's already getting married to somebody, but you got a couple other daughters. But oh man, they are old, and I feel like we are not going to find a good marriage alliance between you there. But what about the Herons? Harrenhal. Dang, so many of y'all died. So Hoster Strong is the next in line. Who do we got? Lord Simon. Lord Simon became head of Harrenhal. He's been in the latest season after Larys has died here. Okay, so this guy died in captivity. Ha! Take that. And Lord Simon took over, but Duncan the Strong's son Hoster would be the man. What if you married Alysanne? No alliance, because he's in your court? Yeah. So honestly, Lord Simon, you kind of gotta die so that we can get some relevant people. You don't even care about your grandson. Your grandson is not even in your court to be married off. They're all over in Pink Maiden over here. And who's your heir? Your brother. He's married. Oh, he's married to a relative of mine. Why are they all my niece? Yeah, that's not your current bride. House Dairy. What? Are we related? My brother-in-law. How are we related? My niece. Oh, there it is. Rhaenyra Blackwood. Okay, so he was married to my half-sister and then had a bunch of kids. Well, Pink Maiden, unfortunately for us, you're not really of much help either because you don't have any relevant children, and it's going to pass to this other guy who might be relevant to us, but what are you going to do? What about this guy? You're too weak. You know, all these little babies. I need some strength. So no other good marriages around here, is there? Cape of Eagles, what do you got? Will you marry Jocelyn to my daughter, maybe? Would you matrilineally marry her? Maybe. Maybe if I got you a little bit happier, actually. Who am I swaying right now? Oh, my vassal, to try to get him out of the faction. Yeah, if he liked me a little bit more, he might leave. And then this would go down, and then they wouldn't try to challenge me. And then I wouldn't need all of these alliances to stop that from happening. But we'll see how this all turns out. It says they have an 11-month lead to 8 months left before they do something. So maybe I can convince them in the meantime. And then if it goes down, they'll wait longer. Uh-oh. Feud. Lord Paramount's appeal. It has been made clear to me that my liege, Lord Paramount Elmo, disapproves of my family's dispute. Excuse me. The Brackens are the worst. Don't even get me started. So he wishes for divisions to be amended. I don't think so, buddy. Who is he to demand justice not to be served? Right? Then again, perhaps it's unwise to provoke further tensions with the Lord Paramount. I will never forgive or very well. And it downgrades our feud. The feud will end? No. No, the feud will never end, Lord Paramount. I'm sorry to say. Every last Bracken is doomed, as far as I'm concerned, and that is the whole point of this thing. So we will see how this turns out. Yes, we will see. Looks like our faction's forming against our lord too. In the meanwhile, the loyalist faction, this guy's really loyal, Willowwood, or Lower the Crown Authority faction. This guy's weak. He's got nothing. So I'm not worried about any of that. Alicane, what are we gonna do with you? Garmund Hightower. Now he wouldn't have been eligible earlier because we were at war with the Hightowers. They were our enemies just not long ago. We can form an alliance with Lord Ormond of Oldtown. He'll accept matrilineally. You're so close. Ooh. Now, who are you to him? You are the third son. So, yeah, I could see why you would consider matrilineal acceptance. I could promise 3 years for 200 gold. Could be risky. Let's assign a guardian to Lucas in the meantime. He's interested in intrigue. Well, my half-brother and spy master will help him along the way. Because I have my hands full with my 2 wards. Moira is going to be 16 very soon. Maybe I can switch to me after she turns, and then Balian here. So, Alicane, I'd love to get you married right now, but I'm just like really busy trying to sort out my own factions from not revolting against me, and then we'll see what we can do. Meanwhile, I should be able to make this claim and do it pretty easily with the allies that I have. His allies suck compared to mine. So let's decide what we want to spend our time doing here. I want to increase my hostile scheme chance. And what are our schemes right now? We got 95%, 9 months away. Keep swaying this guy, 8 months away to hopefully get more there. 6 months till we might want to hold off declaring war, because we might have a civil war to take these guys down in the next few minutes. So yeah, we'll have to see. Meanwhile, do we want to join this tournament? The High Lordship of Eastweald, way over there. That is so far away. You're not even part of the Seven Kingdoms anymore, dude. Well, I think we'll skip that event and sort of focus on matters at home here. We really want to focus on swaying our vassal so that he leaves the faction and we don't have to have a civil war and put them down, just so we can lower our crown authority, because we are authoritative. It gives us some good money contribution here. It's helping us earn some good cash. We don't need to host our own tournament right now either. So I think that was a very amount of time, and we'll have to see how this all plays out. We didn't get murdered for treason, and now we have an alliance with Lakehaven, and soon enough we will be heir to the heir of Lakehaven with our marriage here to his second daughter. And yeah, the Brackens, they're gonna be toast. You know, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Well, this feud will never end, and we'll have to see how it all plays out very soon. Thanks for watching. We'll hope to see you in the next video. Subscribe and do the alerts things so you know it comes out. All right. Bye.